found a tube, and the minute I opened it, the smell transported me through time.
This one's wife, gorgeous George. Hello, I'm H.G. Judah. We have finally received the Christmas card offering from the Sussexes. More about that presently. But we, of course, received first the Christmas card from the Waleses. A black and white offering that was both elegant and wholesome. Charlotte, sad, looking more and more grown up, still looking like the late Queen. William, tall, looking over his family, the radiant Catherine. George, looking increasingly like a decent young man, and even loose cannon Louis was behaving himself in the photograph. The photograph certainly attracted attention and, naturally, would cause wounding for this one's wife as a consequence of seeing the one that got away and the nemesis appearing in a delightful photograph that was roundly praised. But it goes even further than that. The Times reports, via Charles Bremner, Prince George has grown into an elegant and charming pre-teenager who looks like a future James Bond, according to a French media view of the Wales family's 2023 Christmas card. Did you hear a shriek? Did you hear a cry from this one's wife? Harry, get me better-looking children. We need to compete with the Waleses. The comment by Chloe Friedman, an online columnist in Le Figaro Madame, the newspaper's women's weekly, echoed a broadly positive French reaction to the unusual monochrome Christmas card posted by the Prince of Wales's family on Instagram. The 10-year-old prince, who sports a Ralph Lauren logo on his shirt, no longer looks like a naughty schoolboy, but has acquired charisma and comes over as an apprentice gentleman, as elegant as can be, she wrote. We have met him again as a serious pre-teen, nearly as tall as his mother on the royal card. The budding James Bond has opted for a relaxed posture, Friedman wrote. He seems, moreover, very self-assured, wonderfully mastering the art of the sideways glance. The elder Wales' son has certainly just crossed a threshold. The media reactions to the card reflect the enduring fascination among many in the Republic for the royal personalities and rituals of France's ancestral best of enemies across the Channel. The 20 Minutes news site noted the elegance and play with contrast in the Wales Christmas picture. It also saw it as a family portrait that is a little austere, like those creepy photos that you forget in dusty boxes in the attic. The Prince of Wales clearly wanted to convey a message of sobriety, but he did so with the display of the quiet luxury that is the current fashion among the stars and ultra-rich, it said. Elle magazine's site said the picture showed a family that is simple and modern. It was also a way for the royal couple to burnish an image which has been further dented by the publication of the improbably named plastic-faced Weasley-Lick-Spittle Lieutenant Ermine Scobie's book, Bell End Game. French interest in the British royals was manifested by the 9 million television viewers who tuned into the coronation in May, and the extensive coverage given to the King's state visit and his ceremonies with President Macron in November. The release on Netflix this week of the final 4 episodes of The Crown has again put the spotlight on the family. Le Parisien newspaper praised the finale as setting a fit tone for the closing years of the Queen's reign. The series becomes metaphysical, profound, reflecting on the passing world and what remains of us when we depart, it said. Other critics disliked the finale, calling it dull after the drama of the Princess of Wales's death in the first batch of episodes in the final series. Libération newspaper said the series, which until now had shone with its irreverence, has disappointed with a surprisingly hagiographic closing. Thus, reportage in Britain about what was said about Prince George in France, and it's complimentary. This is the type of coverage that drives this one's wife nuts, assuming, of course, that she sees it. If she's unaware of the coverage, it naturally has no impact upon her whatsoever. But as I have made clear on previous occasions, there is the likelihood that she will see this kind of coverage because her narcissism causes her to want to know what is going on with the one that got away and the nemesis, which would also lead her to learning about such comments about Prince George as well. Remember, this one's wife's children are an extension of her. They're little mirrors. They are there to be utilised by her narcissism as those extensions to make her look good. She commandeers what they will achieve by way of character trait acquisition. Accordingly, where a narcissist has particularly physically attractive children, bonny children, radiant, chubby-cheeked little cherubims, then in the circumstances, the narcissist commandeers that beauty by saying, oh, they get it from me, revelling in the compliments that are made about the children, which the narcissist laps up as if they're being made about them themselves. Conversely, the absence of such comments reflects badly on the narcissist, and they would then have to distance themselves from the children, notwithstanding how cruel that would sound. George, of course, is her nephew, but that counts for nothing, because ultimately he is on the side of the Waleses and therefore is painted black. Yes, even though he's only a 10-year-old child, that doesn't matter to the narcissist. He is in the enemy camp. And therefore, she would see his looks through the lens of being painted black, and she would criticise them. She would not do so publicly, because that would damage the facade, but away from commentary, a narcissist such as her, and she's no different from many other mid-range narcissists, would actually comment adversely about a child in order to get a reaction, therefore enabling her to assert control indirectly over said child and his family. The fact that French newspapers, French magazines, have commented favourably about Prince George's looks and his appearance in the photograph wounds her, because it's not about her children. Ordinarily, you might think she would be a proud auntie, but no. He represents the enemy, and the fact that her children are not mentioned reflects badly on her, and thus, with her nephew garnering such praise, it wounds her, causing her to shriek with irritation as a consequence of the Waleses once again garnering admiration and there being complete silence in relation to her children. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.